There's a lighthouse on a hillside that overlooks life's seas, and when I'm tossed, it sends out a light that I might see. And the light that shines in darkness now will safely lead me home. If it wasn't for that old lighthouse, this ship would sail no more. And I thank God for the lighthouse. I owe my life to Him. Jesus is the lighthouse, and from the rocks of sin, He has shown a light around me that I might clearly see. If it wasn't for the lighthouse, where would this ship be? Everyone that lives around me says, tear that old lighthouse down. You know the big ships don't pass this way anymore. Ain't no use in it standing round. But my mind goes back to that stormy night when just in time I saw the light. It was the light from that old lighthouse that stands upon the hill. And I thank God for the lighthouse. I owe my life to Him. Jesus is the lighthouse, and from the rocks of sin, He has shown a light around me that I might clearly see. If it wasn't for the lighthouse, where would this ship be? And I thank God for the lighthouse. I owe my life to Him. Jesus is the lighthouse, and from the rocks of sin, He has shown a light around me that I might clearly see. If it was
can take your seats. I do want to say greetings to those that are here in the chapel, here, and to those that are watching online. This is the Children of the Free Church ministry. We gather here live every Sunday evening at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time for the teaching. Prior messages are available on the archives, on childrenofthefree.com, as well as on YouTube, 24/7 for you, for free. For those of you who have been asking, Moana is with us today. He was playing off screen until we were able to get the sets adjusted. Tonight we're going to finish out this series on God's message in the stars. And we'll be teaching on Cancer and Leo, including their respective decans. There's 6 of them. And then we're going to make some conclusions and some closing remarks on this teaching. And then I'm going to make some closing remarks on current events, and we can go home. First sign tonight, the 11th sign on the zodiac, God's zodiac, is Cancer, the crab. Some interesting facts about this I didn't realize until my most recent study on this is that this is one of the faintest, insignificant group of stars in the zodiac. The stars in it are not very bright. They're difficult to view except under the best of atmospheric conditions. But it shows a gigantic crab, and it's the same that is shown in the Chinese and Hindu zodiacs. The Dendera, which is what the Egyptian zodiac provides the key. Cancer was called Claudia, which means the fold or the resting place. In Arabic, Sartano, who holds or binds. In Syrian, Sartan, meaning the same thing. In Greek, Karkinos, meaning holding. And in the tail, Tyamin, which means also holding. In the large lower claw, there's a star that in Hebrew and Arabic means the multitude. And in Arabic also called Ma'alaf, meaning assembled thousands. Nothing less than this representing a gathering. A great gathering. The first minor sign or decan is Ursa Minor, which means the little bear. Now, throughout history and throughout nature, there is no such thing as a bear with a long tail. But this bear has a long tail, almost as long as the bear's body, pointing upward. There are no bears found in the Chaldean or Egyptian, Persian, or Indian zodiacs. No trace of a bear. The word naming this, Dubhi, or Duba, is similar to Dob, which means bear. But Dubhi or Duba means a collection of domestic animals, or a fold. This decan is also known as the Little Dipper. Its other names are Kochab, which means waiting him who cometh. In Arabic, Furcadian, which means the redeemed assembly. Ursa Minor, the Little Dipper, is the lesser sheepfold. It represents God's Christ's lesser sheepfold, the smaller group, the little flock that Christ transfers. It's the church of his firstborn, his church of faithing ones that are transferred to heaven prior to his return to become his body. The next decan, Ursa Major, the great bear. Again, not a bear. This one is one of the best known of the constellations. It has 7 major stars, and this one is also known as the Big Dipper. The ancient star names give us the true meaning, not a bear. In the back, there's a star called Dubhi, which we talked about, or Duba, which means a flock. In Arabic, al-Naish, which means assembled together, as in sheep. In Hebrew, Merak, or the flock. Also called in Arabic, al-Khor, which means the lamb. And also in Arabic, al-Kola, which means the sheepfold. In Hebrew, the redeemed. In Arabic, the latter flock. You see no bears in these star names. So it's not 2 long-tailed bears that the images show in the heavens, but 2 sheepfolds. One, the smaller little fold or the lesser fold, is the firstgoers, God's faithing church that gets raptured. The second is the greater or the latter fold. That's God's people that go through the tribulation, see him whom they've pierced, and either recognize him and be redeemed, saved, or reject him and get eternal damnation. But remember, the church, the lesser flock, we will be gone. Third decan is Argo, the ship. This is an image of a large vessel. It's an immense constellation. Argo means the company of travelers. In the keel, there's a bright star called Canopus, which means the possession of he who cometh. And other names of stars in this constellation are Cephinus, which means the multitude, Tureus, which means the possession, and in the Dendera, it doesn't show a great ship, but it shows a great ox. Strangely enough, suspended from this ox's neck is a cross. 12th final sign is Leo, the lion. This shows a great lion in fierce wrath in the heavens with its feet over Hydra. Hydra is the serpent. You've seen this portrayed several times throughout the Zodiac. Sometimes as serpent, sometimes as the dragon. Here it's the serpent. And this great lion is descending to crush it. In Hebrew, it's called Arieb, which means the lion. But it's important to note that there are 6 words in Hebrew that translate as lion. This one, Arieb, is transmitting a lion hunting down its prey. In Syrian, it's called Ario, which means the rending lion. Who do you suppose he's rending? In Arabic, Al-Assad, It shows a lion coming vehemently. Summary, this part of the constellation is showing the lion of the tribe of Judah aroused for the rending of the prey. All the stars in this constellation highlight and elevate him as conqueror and judge, Leo, the lion of the tribe of Judah. In the tail, there's a star called Denibola, the judge, who's going to come to Ebola, the evil ones. Denibola, the judge. In the main, there's another bright star called Al-Gyebha, which means exaltation. In the back of the lion, another star called Zosma, which means shining forth. Other stars name or star names in this constellation are the punishing, the tearing of the lion, the enemy put down. Thanks be to God. The story that's being told here in Leo is the wrath of the Lamb and his great final judgment. Again, thanks be to God. The first decan under Leo the lion is Hydra, the serpent. And this shows an immense serpent in the sky covering 1/3 of the heavens. Hydra means the abhorred. And because this serpent is representing the great dragon, the devil, Satan, which deceives the whole world. Satan was once a good angel. He was once a chief angel. He didn't keep his first estate. He abused his free will to rebel. He's a visible, treacherous, intelligent, evil spirit that reappears again and again in history and in Scripture. Remember the message from the very beginning. The seed of the woman was to bruise the serpent's head. Second decan or minor sign in Leo is crater, the cup. And this shows a broad, deep cup filled to the brim. And it's located right over the body of Hydra, the serpent. This is the same as the cup that they talk about in Revelation, the cup of God's divine indignation. It is the portion of the worshipers of the Son of Perdition. It's dreadful. It's the cup of unmingled or pure eternal wrath. The third minor decan, Corvus, the raven. Now, a raven is a bird of prey. We don't often think of it as such, but it is a bird of prey. And it's shown in this constellation grasping Hydra with its feet, or Hydra, with its feet, and tearing the serpent's body with its beak. In Egyptian, this is called Herna, which means the enemy broken. All the star names in this decan denote judgment, destruction. One is called Al-Chibar, which means the curse inflicted. Another name, Minshar al-Gorab, which means the raven tearing to pieces. Satan's doom is sealed, finally. He cannot destroy the lion, and his power will be taken from him. by God Almighty, and he'll be forced to drink the cup of God's wrath. Now, yes, that sums up the constellation. And you have to understand and realize that we've just touched the surface. There's much more detail involved. But I've given enough in my teaching, I think, that's sufficient to show that God's in charge and he's in control. Realistically, I probably have offered to you less than 25% of the information that's available in my sources. And there's many sources out there besides the ones I used. And I want to give a summary now of what we've covered in this treatment of the Zodiac. And it's going to be one-liners, but this is what was covered. Chapters 1 through 4 covers the Redeemer promised. In Virgo, the seed of the woman, the desire of nations, the man of double nature in humiliation, the exalted shepherd and harvester. In Libra, it shows the price to be paid, the cross to be endured, the victim slain, the crown purchased. You notice it has nothing to do with Satan's zodiac telling us all how great we are, how creative and sensitive we are. The third, Scorpio, shows the conflict, the serpent's coils, the struggle with the enemy, the toiling vanquisher of evil. In Sagittarius, the double-natured one, triumphing as a warrior. He gladdens the heavens. He builds the fires of punishment. He casts down the dragon. The story will repeat itself and repeat itself. Different aspects of the diamond, as I say. Chapters 5 through 8, the Redeemer's people. Capricornus, life out of death. The arrow of God, pierced and falling, springing up again in abundant life. Aquarius, life waters from on high, drinking in the heavenly flood, carrying and speeding the good news, bearing aloft the cross over all the earth. There in the heavens. This is all laid out. We've been through it, given you many of the details. Pisces, multiplication of the Redeemer's people, upheld and governed by the Lamb. The intended bride bound and exposed on earth, and the bridegroom exalted. Aries shows the Lamb found worthy, the bride released and making ready, Satan bound, and the breaker triumphing. In the final chapters 9 through 12, this shows the redemption completed. Last week and this week, Taurus, the invincible ruler come, the sublime vanquisher, the river of judgment, the all-ruling shepherd. In Gemini, we see the marriage of the Lamb, the enemy trodden down, the prince coming in glory, and his princely following. In Cancer, we just saw tonight the possession secured, the lesser fold, the church of the firstborn, the rulers, by the way. And it shows the greater fold, or Israel, the bride, and the safe folding into a kingdom of everlasting protection. In Leo, we see the king aroused for the rending, the serpent fleeing, the bowl of wrath upon him, and his carcass devoured. The whole story is complete up there. We have considered in this teaching the hosts of heaven, and as this author said, have found them flaming from end to end, from center to circumference, with the glory of God, which shines through the face of Jesus the Christ. And that's my message. And it's offering time. Having taught through His glory in the stars, for the offertory we're going to play How Great Thou Art. So listen to the words.
O Lord my God, when I in awesome wonder consider all the worlds thy hands have made, I see the stars, I hear the rolling thunder, thy power throughout the universe display. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. When Christ shall come with shouts of acclamation and take me home, what joy shall fill my heart. Then I shall bow in humble adoration and there proclaim, my God, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art, how great thou art, how great thou art.
Thank you, guys. Came through it great. The current events that I have to talk about are minor and compared to what we've just finished. But I have to say, the world is unraveling before our eyes. ISIS is on the rampage. The United States is being destroyed from within by a group of criminal idiots at the top, changing the laws or ignoring the Constitution, And all the major media can talk about is gay marriage and the Confederate battle flag. I'm not going to say anything about gay marriage. Enough's been said. But I'm tired of the ignorance being displayed by ignorant as well as educated people saying that the Civil War was fought over slavery and that the Confederacy and the Confederate flags are symbols of hatred, racism, and oppression. George Washington, the father of our country, had slaves. Thomas Jefferson, a founding father, had slaves. Ulysses S. Grant, the leader of the Union Army, had slaves. I guess if the North did it, then it wasn't hatred or racism or oppression. The Civil War was not fought over slavery. It was fought over states' rights, sovereignty, and freedom. Yes, freedom. Lincoln himself said it wasn't over slavery. Truth be known, cessation of these states would have caused great economic loss to the United States in taxes and in interstate commerce. It wasn't over slavery. Lincoln himself saying it was over secession, trying to keep the country together. He said if the war ended slavery, he would do it. He said if it didn't end slavery, he would do it. Slavery, as terrible as it was, and ending slavery, as wonderful as that was, were incidental to the war that was fought over states' rights and secession. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Keep on walking in faith.
Well, I searched and I searched for a road that led to glory. I wondered if I'd ever find my way. I was so dismayed, for the road it seemed so lonely. But then I heard a voice within me say, you've got to keep on walking, keep right on walking, walking in the light of the Lord. You'll get to heaven someday. You can only get in the faith way, walking in the light of the Lord. Well, I faced and I faced, and the Lord, He gave me mercy. I faced and He brightened up my way. I sat down to rest, for my feet had grown so weary. But then I heard a voice within me say, you've got to keep on walking, keep right on walking, walking in the light of the Lord. You'll get to heaven someday. You can only get in the faith way, walking in the light of the Lord. You've got to keep on walking, keep right on walking, walking in the light of the Lord. You'll get to heaven someday. You can only get in the faith way, walking in the light of the Lord. Walking in the light of the Lord. Walking in the light.